Six and fours is what we love. We're the greatest night riders. Put your hands up on your heart.
Hi everyone, welcome back to another catch up with our nights here on Radio 90.5, where we check in with our Trinbago night riders. Well, tonight we won't be speaking with one of our knights, or actually maybe we could say that he is the knight, the top knight. We'll be checking in and catching up with CEO of the Trinbago Night Riders, Mr. Venky Mysore. Mr. Mysore, hello.
Hi, Kavita. How are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Excellent. Good to be here in St. Kitts and enjoying being part of the, as they say, the biggest party in town.
Yes, I know. We've had the opportunity to catch up with our knights. If you chat with them a little bit, a few of them at least, and as we've been saying all day on 90.5, today we're going to chat with the knight, the top knight. So that's you.
Nobody is calling me that, but I'm happy to wear that mantle today.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I know we usually catch up, I think for the last 3 or 4 years, but never on an Instagram live. So it's nice to actually see you when I'm speaking with you.
Yes, no, nice to see you as well. And, I think we're moving up on the technology ladder here. So it's great to do it face to face.
Yeah. So how are things been going over there in St. Kitts with the team? I know today was our first game. It didn't really go the way we may have wanted it to go, but that's just how the sport goes.
No, absolutely. I think first of all, I think St. Kitts has been really, really good. For me personally, it's great to be back here in the Caribbean. Unfortunately, I missed last year due to the whole COVID lockdown situation. Since the time we acquired the franchise in 2015, this last year was the first year I missed coming. And so it's great to be here. And I think St. Kitts, they've organized it really, really well. Challenging times, but nevertheless, the protocol that's been followed and the procedures to make sure that health and safety is at the forefront of everything has been very well taken care of by CPL and the hotel, and everyone has been most cooperative as well in terms of going through the testing and masks and social distancing and all of these new words and phrases that have become part of our vocabulary. But it's been very enjoyable to come here and also be part of it. You're right. I mean, the result didn't quite go the way we wanted it, but that's the way it goes. I think, we were just discussing a couple of days ago that all teams seem to be extremely well balanced. So it's the tournament is becoming more and more competitive, which is the way it should be. And frankly, I think everyone is coming hard at the champions. So we have our work cut out for us, and I'm sure the team will make those adjustments that are needed, and we'll be back into winning ways, before you know it.
Yeah, well, we know as you speak about the team, there were a few little changes this year. I mean, we still retained most of our key players, so that's always good. But head coach Brendan McCollum was not there this year. He's not there, so he's been replaced by Imran Jan, who's been with you guys for quite some time as well.
Yes. No, definitely some changes, which is a reflection of the time that we're going through in terms of COVID and whatnot, because some of the personal challenges that players and coaches and support staff are feeling during this time in terms of family and personal issues, as well as travel restrictions by the respective countries. When you go back, the kind of quarantining that's needed. New Zealand is very unique in many ways, so that's one of the reasons why Brendan McCullum couldn't come. But like I always say about TKR, that whatever happens, it kind of reflects change and continuity. And so to that extent, Imran Jan, who's been part of the setup since inception, he was willing and ready. And so we didn't really have to look too far to make sure that we had that continuity, and yet he brings in his own style and change. So he's taken on the mantle very, very well. I think the one other significant and big change was our champion DJ Bravo moving to St. Kitts. And so we were having a nice laugh and chat about it a couple of days ago. And he said, "You've forgotten the champion." And I said, "No, the champion ran from us for whatever reason." I said, "You have only been given on loan there, and you're due to be back. We can reclaim you anytime we want." So on a lighter note, I said to him that, you're a night rider always. So, but, we have to recognize the amazing job that he has done for TKR and the team over the years, and 3 championships that we won under his captaincy. And then, of course, Pollard's amazing record last year. So changes, yes, but I think the core of the team has remained the same. And we're very proud of the fact that all our local players, Caribbean players, are all from Trinidad. And all our support staff as well, except Nikita Miller, who's our assistant coach, he's from Jamaica. But other than that, everyone is from Trinidad. So we're very proud of the fact that we've been able to sort of bring home the TKR franchise in a literal way. And that the people who have been part of the setup, both players and support staff, are from there. And so that gives us that continuity and that core, and being able to sort of create that cohesiveness in the team that exists, which is, I think, unique to us.
Yeah. Well, as you mentioned, Dwayne leaving, and, hopefully he will be back. We saw it happen with one of the players. Ramden wasn't with us last year, but he's back this year. So that's good news.
It is, it is. And there are circumstances when sometimes it becomes really, really difficult to hold on to everyone that you want. And we were fortunate to be able to bring Sunil Narayan back way back when we came in the 2016 season. And then 2 years ago, we managed to bring Pollard back, then Ramden back. And so it's great to be able to bring people back who are from Trinidad back into the franchise. But the system works in such a way with the drafts and everything else that takes place, and retention rules, that it's almost sometimes becomes impossible to do that. And in fact, just to prepare all our fans, after this season, the contract cycle is ending, which means that next season is going to be another fresh start for all franchises in terms of a new draft that is happening. And so we don't yet know what the retention rules are. And so when one team dominates the league like we have, 4 out of the last 6 years since we've been involved, we won the championship, and the other 2 years we've gone to the final. So there's always a sense that, you need to find ways to equalize things. And so what will happen next year, we don't know. But we're going to try our darndest to make sure that we hold the core together.
Yeah. See, the fans don't understand these things that happen in the background all the time because, and I mean, I don't know if they necessarily have to. They just want to get out there and cheer their team on and enjoy it and be entertained.
Yes.
So, they kind of want to see the players that they're used to seeing.
Yeah, that's the key there, because I think there's always that sense as to why did you let so-and-so player go? Yeah. Why didn't you bring this one back? But I think it's important sometimes, without complicating matters too much for the fans either, to explain how the rules work. And as a result, it becomes very difficult. And then there are fee slots and things like that. So you don't want a player to be deprived of their opportunity to earn either. So then some other franchise may be offering them something. So in all fairness, it's not good to hold somebody back. Although there have been occasions where the players, this always is mind-boggling for me. They enjoy the environment and being part of the Night Rider setup, that they're willing to take a lower fee to do that, as opposed to, and Pollard was an example. And Pollard was actually being paid more money than we did, or we were able to, rather. Now, it's not about our choice because of the slots that are established by CPL. So we were able to do only so much. And so but he was still okay. He said the opportunity to come back is something that I appreciate, and therefore I'm willing to take a cut and come and play. So these are some of the nuances of the rules that take place. Some fans are very clued in, and majority of them are like, "Why are they doing this? No, why did they let so and so go?" So it's always fun to have that interaction
Yeah.
too.
Yeah, and some other changes to the team this year. We have two additions to the bowling lineup. Ravi Rampal is with us now, and then fast bowler from Sri Lanka, Isu Udana.
Anna,
So
yeah.
tell us a little bit about them.
Well, I've obviously I've personally known Ravi Rampal for many years. He's played in IPL and played for the West Indies very successfully, and then Trinidad and Tobago when the teams used to come and visit India. But I mean, the last few days since I've met him, and I've started calling him the Energizer Bunny because I said, "You don't stop, you keep going, and you seem to be getting better." And so it was quite amazing that he's played a lot of cricket of late in England for county, and then he came back, and we were tracking his performance in the Super 50 as well. And white ball cricket has done extremely well, and so one learning when it comes to running a franchise and doing it over several years, because as you know, this is my 7th season with TKR. Time flies, and as they say, when you're having fun, it flies. And even in the IPL context, this is my 11th season with KKR. So you see things over the years, and one of the learnings is that for a tournament such as this, which is so competitive, experience matters a lot. And at the end of the day, I mean, we believe in youth, and we believe in giving talent and opportunity. And we always feel that this is a platform to provide an opportunity to talented individuals. But experience when it comes to crunch times is crucial, and therefore having a Ravi Rampal type of a player in our setup, I mean, it's worth its weight in gold. Not just what he's able to do when he runs up and bowls those opening overs or death overs or whatever the captain wants him to do, but just his sheer presence and the experience that he's able to bring to the rest of the team and take some of the youngsters under his wing. So that's invaluable. So therefore, we are quite excited about that. Similarly, Isuru Udana is a seasoned professional. We have been tracking his performance. We've seen him in action in IPL as well. I mean, he's an outstanding individual, and he fits in really well into our TKR culture and our setup. But as a left-arm seamer, being able to come in and bowl with the new ball and bowl at the death and the variations that he brings into play, plus his ability to come down the order and bat. And of course, it didn't come off today, but he's somebody who's won games for Sri Lanka at an international level, has been very, very successful for the country and for the franchises that he's played. So it brings in a lot of variety for us as well. So quite excited about that.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the youngsters, we have, as you said, quite a few on the team. Carapie, he's still pretty young. Tian Webster is there. And Akil Hussain, he really, really tried his very best, and I think he did so well today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
know.
I think when you realize in the end that the margin of defeat for us was 9 runs, then you realize that it could have been 2 hits, and that's how close the games are, and it's okay. I mean, what you realize then, I think the team was already discussing it and where we need to make those fine adjustments, even whether it was in fielding or a couple of catches that went down, which gave a few more runs to the opposition, or maybe if we had batted a little more smartly, that's the word that was used on going about the chase. But having said that, it was the first game of the season this year, plus the wicket. Everyone's kind of trying to come to terms with what the conditions are like. 10 a.m. game, it had some grass on it. So, because of all of those things, I think there was just maybe maybe we didn't play the conditions as well as we should have. And at the beginning of the game, if somebody had said you'd have to chase 144, we would have taken that 10 out of 10 times. But we just should have played a little more smartly. I think the team knows it better than anybody else, and I'm sure those adjustments will be made, and then we go on. But talking of the youngsters, you're right about it. Akil Hussain, firstly with the ball, I mean, he's just come on leaps and bounds, and we were so happy that, having provided a platform with the Knight Riders, with the Trinbago Knight Riders, and he's noticed at the national level, and he's now representing West Indies in West Indian colours, and take a real youngster like a Jaden Seals, what he has done for West Indies already. And he's the youngest West Indian in history to take a fifer in a test match. And it's remarkable. And then, you should not underestimate the role he played with the bat to get that win for West Indies against Pakistan, which was also historic. He and Kemar Roche, the partnership they had. So it's brilliant for us to be able to see somebody like a Jaden Seals who we spotted and we brought in as a youngster into the team, and guys like Akil Hussain, Caddy Pierre, Tion Webster. Now we have this other youngster, Leo, who is we've been tracking him as an outstanding opening batsman, left-handed opening bat, and a wicketkeeper. So he'll get his opportunity as well. So it's a great blend of youth and experience, and that's what makes it special. And I think the best is yet to come, though.
Yeah, I think so. I hope so. How do you feel about us winning the 5th title? You think we can?
Oh, you know what? I mean, I think IPL and CPL put together, the Knight Riders have won 6 titles. And every time you win a title, wherever it is, the first thought that comes to my mind is the realization of how tough it is to win a title. You win it, all right, and then you say, oh my God, it's so difficult to win it because, there's so many other competitive teams and players in it, international, domestic, you name it. And there are games which have been decided by 1 run and 2 runs here and there, and 1 wicket here and a couple of balls here and there, and you realize, my goodness, it could have easily gone the other way. Sometimes I sit down and reflect, and I keep thinking back at the games, even last season, which was a dream run for us with an unbeaten season. But you think about it and you say that there are some games which could easily have gone the other way. And that would have changed the complexion of the whole outcome of a season. So you realize how difficult it is, and therefore you're very thankful, first of all, when you win a championship, say great. But at the same time, that burning desire that is there in the team, collectively what I see there, it's not just our aspiration as owners and management to be able to say, hey, let's go, assemble one more trophy in our cabinet here. But I think when you collectively see the players, their endeavor is constantly how to keep raising the bar. And raising the bar means that you've already performed at an unbelievable level to have won the championship. But then other teams are not just sitting quiet. They're all re-engineering themselves. They're retooling, bringing in different players. And how do you beat a TKR? So that conversation is 100% going on in everyone's mind. And so we've set the bar a certain level, and everyone is trying to match that. But we are challenging ourselves as a group to say, how do you keep raising the bar? And so from that perspective, I feel very optimistic, because when you look intrinsically and inwardly to be able to say, I want to raise the bar, how do I improve from where I am? Then you start realizing that, okay, there is a different level to which this team wants to take its performance, which means maybe the outcome could be another title, which will be absolutely brilliant. So, can't wait for the season to unfold here. Really.
Yeah, it's still very early, like you said, just the first game. So a lot of cricket action ahead in CPL 21 this year. And Tony said to tell you that, don't worry, slow beginnings make great ends.
Absolutely. No, he's been
So,
a great source of inspiration and support for us. And invariably, he's always sending those comforting messages, which always acts as a bit of a soothing balm.
yeah,
Because no, I mean, the beauty about winning is that you hurt when you don't, and you
yeah,
realize that the collective expectation of the team is to win, and when you don't, it bothers you. Not only just bothers you, but hurts somewhere. And I
right.
think that's a great virtue, because when you feel that way is when you are able to sort of regroup and come back and say, losing was a mistake, and therefore we have to correct for that mistake and get back into winning ways.
Yeah,
So from that perspective, I think it's sometimes it's good. As strange as it may sound, I mean we had a 12-game winning streak, which was broken today, and sometimes it's good early in the season to get a little bit of a kick in the backside, because that kind of shakes you up and say, wait, now let's just go back to the drawing
yeah,
board for things, and let's come back. And I do expect this team to bounce back very quickly.
yeah. I think they will as well. Well, Mr. Mysore, I know that you have a lot to do because, again, it's something the fans don't see, but we know how much work goes on behind the scenes. You have a great team on the field, but you also have a great team behind that team as well.
No
You
doubt.
know, without all those people, their support and stuff, you won't, I don't think, have that, the success that TKR is because you guys are just absolutely amazing. I
Absolutely right. And you started off the show by saying that I don't know what words you used, was
the
the
top
biggest
night,
night in
top
top
night.
night or whatever. But I always say this, that I have the opportunity sometimes to be the face of the organization, but the team that you referred to, both on the field and off the field, are the ones who make me look good, actually. So I do very little. They all do the hard, heavy lifting, and I get to come on shows like yours and
Mhm.
talk about things, and so we're very fortunate about it.
Yeah. Did it feel a little weird though before you go, not being able to come home to Trinidad for the first few games, or that you won't be here at all for CPL?
Oh, very weird. In fact, it feels extremely weird, and even we didn't feel it as much even last year, because the games were happening in Trinidad, and it just felt like, okay, this is our backyard, our home.
Yeah.
But you know, uh, while it feels weird, at the same time we're kind of thankful that the CPL has found a way, and the franchises, in consultation, have managed to stage the season, even during these crazy times that we're all living through. So we're fortunate in that sense that it's actually happening, and I think we just have to bide our time. And the hope is that perhaps 2022 things settle down, vaccination increases, and then everyone follows all the protocol that the scientists and the medical professionals are prescribing, one of wearing masks and
Mm-hmm.
maintaining social distance, washing your hands, doing all of those things now that we've all come to know what it is. And that will hopefully lead to things settling down in a way where we can get back to that normal, enjoyable time when we used to play in Trinidad at our home with crowds there cheering, and we miss that badly. And it would be a great pleasure to come back and play in front of our fans, and thoroughly enjoy that environment and atmosphere, which makes it so special. So hopefully,
Yeah.
2022 will be the year when that'll happen. So we'll look forward to that.
All right. And we will look forward to maybe chatting with you at the end of CPL again and hearing how we won our fifth title.
Ah,
Positive thoughts.
absolutely, as they say, from your mouth to God's ears. So hopefully, hopefully that'll be the case, and it'll be a pleasure to do a show. If that's how it all transpires. But
Yeah.
regardless, it's a great pleasure chatting with you as always.
Yes, always a pleasure to have you with us here on 90.5. We actually had quite a few folks tuning in. Crystal, Vinayak, Abigail, Risha, Chantal. So just, leave the fans with some words.
Well, I think the sentiment that comes to mind straight away is just a big thanks to all of them for the kind of support they've shown, in spite of not being able to come and cheer for us in person, whether it was in Queen's Park Oval or at the Brand Lara Stadium, or even coming to the hotel, the team hotel, and then sort of showing their love and their sentiments towards the franchise and the team. But from a distance, they've still managed to do that. And so we do feel that already in multiple ways, thanks to technology. And it's great to be able to exchange some views and try and connect with them, thanks to you and the shows such as yours. So we hope to give them a lot of joy, keep entertaining them, and make them proud, and continue to thank them for their support.
All right, Mr. Mysore, thank you again so much for affording us some of your time. We know how busy you are. Best of luck to you and the team. We'll be sending all our love and support from here.
Thank you, Kavita, and thank you to 90.5 FM, and really appreciate all your support and putting shows like this together. Thanks again.
All right, take care.
You too. Bye.
Okay, bye.
Six and fours is what we love. We're the greatest night riders. Put your hands